Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQCAW. And as always, NoDQ.com. This Sunday is WWE Elimination Chamber live on pay-per-view. You can check out the coverage at NoDQ.com. With that being said, let's get right down to your questions. This first one today comes from Dead Man Kane. Aaron, there's a leaked picture of Undertaker out and he looks really old. Do you think he will still do WrestleMania this year, or will he skip it for next year or retire? Yeah, Undertaker was at the Nashville Predators hockey game Sunday night, and several people sent me pictures of Undertaker. One picture was him and the mascot, and then another picture with two women. I posted the pictures on NoDQ.com, and I said, you know, it just so happens that Raw is going to be in Nashville this week, but it could mean nothing, and that kind of started up this huge rumor on the internet about Undertaker returning at Raw. And as it turns out, he wasn't there at Raw. And, you know, I wasn't expecting him to be at the Raw before Elimination Chamber. I talked about this in previous videos that, you know, people were asking me when's the Undertaker going to return. And I said if he returns, it would probably be the Raw after Elimination Chamber. It would make no sense for him to return before Elimination Chamber. Because of the fact that, you know, you're trying to build up to Elimination Chamber, and Undertaker appearing before the pay-per-view would kind of be a diversion and, you know, would get people's attention away from the pay-per-view. So if Undertaker's returning, I think that next Monday's Raw will be the night that he returns. If he doesn't appear on Raw next week, then it very well could be a possibility that he's not going to be doing WrestleMania this year. And, you know, he does look old in the pictures, but you know what? I do think he lost a bit of weight, and I think that if his body will allow it, he will do WrestleMania this year. I think that you know, CM Punk versus The Undertaker would be a huge match, and you know, they also kind of teased it on Raw. You know, Paul Heyman in that promo with CM Punk, you know, talking about, you know, something bad's gonna happen. That came off to me like a little bit of a hint of things to come, you know, foreshadowing Undertaker coming back. So we'll see. But yeah, I think certainly by Monday's Raw we'll know if Undertaker's doing WrestleMania or not. Alright, this one comes from JMSticks97. Hi Aaron, quick question. Whose return shocked you more, The Rock in 2011 or Brock Lesnar in 2012? I'm going to have to say The Rock's return surprised me a little bit more. I think Brock Lesnar's return was expected. I mean, it was inevitable. I figured the night that he lost and retired from UFC, right there, I figured, you know, he's going to go back to WWE at some point. So I wasn't too surprised when he showed up the Raw after WrestleMania. I figured that was going to happen sooner or later. You know, WWE would make him an offer, and he would accept it under the right circumstances. And, you know, they gave him a limited schedule and a lot of money, and he took them up on the offer. So, I mean, I figured that would happen. The Rock, you know, it came a little bit out of nowhere. You know, The Rock, in a year or two before that, made it very clear he was done with wrestling and he wasn't going to come back. And when somebody asked about him versus John Cena, he kind of just blew it off. So The Rock really never hinted that he was going to come back to WWE, and then all of a sudden he's back. So I think certainly, let's put it this way. If I knew that The Rock was going to be returning, I would have gone to the Anaheim Raw. You know, that was the big show where he returned. It was in Anaheim. And, you know, and I didn't go to that. So if I had known in advance that he was going to be there, you know, I would have gotten my ass down to Anaheim and I would have gone to that show. So that just shows you right there that was something that I wasn't expecting and a lot of people weren't expecting. All right, this next one comes from Beck4900. Hey Aaron, big fan of the show from the UK. Is it just me, or is the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match at WrestleMania 16 underrated? I thought it was a great match as it happened just at the start of me watching WWE. I have to be honest with you, I was never a huge fan of that match. I liked the build-up, the concept of a McMahon in every corner, but didn't really make sense to have Mick Foley come back. You know, he lost that retirement match to Triple H. That was a good way for him to go out. I didn't see the point in bringing him back to WrestleMania just to lose again and just to do the job to Triple H again. I think if you were going to, you know, go back on the stipulation, at least let Mick Foley win the title and then forfeit it. But they didn't do that. So I really felt like why was Mick Foley there? He just comes out, wrestles for a few minutes, and then gets beat by Triple H. Wasn't a big fan of that, and wasn't a big fan of the finish. Vince McMahon turning heel again didn't really make sense. He had that feud with Triple H for several months, and the whole wedding with Stephanie, and then all of a sudden he's back to being a heel again. And all of a sudden him and Triple H are buddy. So didn't really care for that. The whole storyline and everything with Foley just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And the match was okay, but I don't think that it was one of the all-time great WrestleMania matches by any stretch of the imagination. All right, this last one today comes from Mr. Sep EV. Hi Aaron, do you think it will hurt the Shield if they lose this Sunday? Big fan from Belgium. Well, they are in there with three of the top tier superstars in WWE: John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. And the thing is, I think it would hurt the Shield a lot more if it was like a 3-on-1 match, like the Shield against Ryback or the Shield against John Cena, and then they lost. But the fact that they're in there against three of the top superstars, I don't think it will hurt them too much to lose. And I expect that they will lose. I mean, Ryback has already lost to the Shield before, but now he's got John Cena. John Cena's obviously going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, so they're going to, WWE is going to continue to protect John Cena and make him look strong. So I do think that the baby faces will win. And as long as the Shield, I think as long as they put up a really good fight and they're believable opponents, I think they'll be okay losing this one. Alright, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQ&AV, and like I said, stay tuned to NoDQ.com this week for all the latest Elimination Chamber news and rumors, and I will see you next time for more NoDQ&A video.